morning, everyone, and welcome to our stream for Thursday, April 16th, 2020. If you haven't joined us before, I am Erica, the Live Services Manager for Crusaders, and the Community Manager for Codename Entertainment, and this is Lead Artist Kat on Crusaders.
Hello.
Today, we're going to go over some of the coloring sheet submissions you guys have given us so far, while we wait for consensus on what we should sketch today, because we didn't have any ideas of what we wanted to sketch today, so.
Yeah, so feel free to suggest just about anything as long as it's Crusaders related, and then we'll go with whatever is either more popular or really tickles my fancy. But I try and be democratic.
So there we've got one of the first coloring sheets we did, the dragon hugs, and it looks like it's a digital coloring.
Yeah, so I went through and saved as many as I could this morning very quickly. So mostly have a lot of dragon hugs ones, but just gonna take a nice little look through and admire, because I really appreciate all the effort people put into these.
Oh yeah, that one's pretty good. Rainbow hair filled in the background.
Yeah, and they know how to use layers. There's no anti-aliasing, which is real good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like the little rainbow hair detail. That's very good. And Xiaolong is all very harmoniously colored.
Yeah.
This one's interesting because it's like they're at sunset or something, and all of their colors are
muted for the less light.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive.
Yeah. Again, people who know what they're doing. And even if you don't know what you're doing, it's yeah, there's cute things like this. I definitely encourage everyone, from small children or not, it doesn't matter if you have skill or not, as long as you have fun, and especially if it, helps calm you down in these trying times.
Yeah. Oh, looks like we have some of our regulars. We have JS Random Numbers, Scrooge McScourge, Ragnar, and Leptinus, and He Hulk. I think we've seen him before. Hey everyone, thanks for joining. Well, that's an interesting. I guess Paint Bucket doesn't really go in for some of the more fine art details we had.
Yeah, and this first one I inked in a different manner that left a lot more close to invisible pixels around. So it was actually after seeing all of these.
You changed how you did the.
Yeah, because it was if people want to use Paint Bucket tool, I'm fine with that. I want to facilitate as best as possible. And here's one that's just using their official colors, which is fine also.
Yeah.
I like the stripes on the belly in this one.
Yeah, and that would be hand done with pencil crayons or crayons, do you think?
Looks like pencil crayons to me. Something might have gone a little wrong, but it's interesting.
They kept the colors consistent.
Yeah. Yeah. This one has a nice contrast between the two of them, while also being sort of similar. Like they both got black spine / hair.
Yeah.
It's sort of interesting. Another one sticking pretty close to their original colors and lost a lot of the little details, and that was probably from some setting with the Paint Bucket.
Right.
Again,
but it didn't bleed as bad as some of the other ones.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure what program would have done that. Oh, and here's one that was by a child, which is very cute.
Kid one's done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's real nice. Rainbows and probably flowers and maybe a butterfly on his belly, which is cute.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of rainbows.
Yeah, it's very rainbow.
Yeah, some people really go all out with the colors, which is, again, that's fine.
Mhm.
Oh, and there's like a pastel-y rainbow. This is nice.
Yeah.
I have liked that a lot of people do like multicolor in Xiaolong's hair because I put all the like strands and stuff in there. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
This has some interesting extra spots on the wings. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And this one is probably also pencil crayon.
Mm-hmm.
Just a much lighter touch.
But pretty well filled in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The rare printer.
Yeah.
Looks like Kedgear is saying, as someone who can only use the paint bucket tool, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad that you participate as well.
Yeah.
And this one I know was also a child. But I like the colors that she picked.
Uh-huh. Complimentary.
Mm-hmm. And another printed one. Again, I think probably pencil crayon. Going close to their original colors.
Mm-hmm.
And again, pretty close, but with something more sophisticated than paint.
Yeah. Margaret's saying she should get on doing a Crusaders coloring sheet. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I know I have a few piling up.
Yeah, I haven't really done any because I draw them, so it doesn't feel as much like a coloring sheet. It's just another piece of mine. Which, speaking of, if nobody has any especially interesting ideas, I could always just go back and color Tiernan or Adina or whatever.
The two suggestions we've gotten so far are something Thunos related, or Rena succumbing to the corruption a la Galadriel from The Lord of the Rings, turning into her foul skin.
Oh, that's very interesting. I will ponder on that.
Specific, but that would look pretty cool if we could pull it off.
Specificity is good, honestly.
Yeah, no, true.
Another child who has great color sense, I gotta say. With the like black but with a pink underbelly.
Pink, yeah.
Yeah. And this is definitely crayons.
Yeah.
Which, child, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And another paint bucket going close to their original colors, which is still good. They're very pink, very like flesh toned almost.
Yeah, it's a unique color to see dragons, but I guess there have been pink dragons on TV before.
Yeah. This color scheme actually reminds me of something. I'm not sure what it is. It's sort of like peach, but with really blue hair.
Like a video game monster, maybe?
Maybe. Another pretty close to their original colors. And it's been interesting to me to see who colors...
on the gray extra lines that...
Yeah, like Xiaolong's forearms are supposed to like all be the other color, including the little sort of pad bits. But a lot of people just do the pad bits, which is interesting. There's no wrong way. I'm just, making observations. It's funny that coloring Anna's spots as a very different color from her base color makes them
like
sort of
freckles? Wow.
Yeah, it gives them a different sort of context, which is interesting.
Or she's got dragon plague. Oh no, and she's having
no. I hope not. Some very different colors. Almost brown and yellow.
But pretty good control, or do you think layers too?
Oh, oops, a daisy. I can definitely see some anti-aliasing, especially with the brown, but it's better than just paint, I would think. This one is rainbowy. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, no, that one's very rainbow and very awesome.
Yeah.
Like getting the rainbow through his tail and repeating the
yeah.
sounds. Yeah.
Yeah, all the way through this, which would have taken like more than just paint bucket, and same with her tail. Yeah, it's real good. Oh yeah, this one, it's kind of small, but I would guess pencil crayons, but with someone who really knows what they're doing, because there's some shading on Anna specifically, and it just looks really good. And Xiaolong looks, the colors are a lot like Haku in Spirited Away, which always love that movie.
I got a couple questions. Zips, hello. Anyone tell me if a Crusader mission expires, it refreshes to another Crusader? Yeah, depending on what Crusaders you're missing, when a mission expires, it should change to a different Crusader, although it is still random, so you could end up getting the same one in a row. And then someone said, just here to grab the code, but let me drop that I appreciate your drawing skills.
Well, thank you.
And we appreciate all the community drawing skills that we've got all these coloring sheets. And then iGod824, are you gals going to talk about updates or anything game related? We will. Margaret's in the chat collecting questions. We just thought we'd talk about some of the coloring sheet submissions we've gotten from the players while we wait for a suggestion for Cat to sketch.
Yeah, this won't be the whole stream. I'm thinking we'll finish with Dragon Hugs, and then I'll probably do the Rena suggestion if nothing else comes up, because I'm liking that.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't worry. There will still be questions to answer and things to spoil and things like that. So this one is all very clown-based, which is interesting. There seems to be a couple people who really are bringing squiggles into every coloring sheet. But also a very small detail that I appreciate is the further side of Zhao's face is slightly darker. So this person still knows what they're doing when it comes to, say, lighting and such. And it's one of those little details that is kind of telltale almost. It's like, aha.
Right.
You could just use the paint bucket tool, but you can't stay away from your sensibilities. Oh, and Pastel Zhao. I like this one.
Yeah, it's a nice color combination for him.
It's like if he was the Easter dragon.
A little bit, yeah.
And then it's another one with the striped belly. She's kind of got the Reptar colors, actually.
Yeah.
From the Rugrats.
Yeah.
Again, a very good contrast of like bright green and red and blue. Another very colorful one. It's interesting the ones that decide to do a completely different color for one of their faces. This person definitely knows what they're doing digital art wise, because there's shading, and even Zhao's got some extra
dots on them.
Yeah, little scale details.
Oh, and they did do the forearms, like you were saying.
Yeah, they might have even like looked at the game sprites, because this is their like official colors. Yeah, shading, probably layers, because there's no anti-aliasing anywhere. Very good. I'm trying not to like judge anybody over anybody, because this isn't a contest. It's a community activity. It's for fun and mental health, really.
Yeah.
In this,
and they're sharing their art with us, which is
it's all positive. I want to be encouraging. I've never been a teacher, so this is another one with some really nice pastel colors, probably pencil crayons again. And even Zhao has like a candy cane striped belly, which is a lot more detail, which is really nice. Another very colorful one. There were a couple that did this thing, just the last end of Zhao being a different color on the back of the tail here, and that's just interesting to me because I don't know.
Maybe the perspective looked like it was underbelly still, but
yeah,
then
maybe.
His underbelly's gray and striped, so.
Or they wanted to go for like a halvesies thing, but
or it's a shadow
I don't know.
attempt.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know
what
everybody.
people will do with the lines you give them.
Yeah. And another one that might have had layers or might have just known their way around a paint bucket a bit better. There's something about the red, the brown, and the black that I like a lot for Zhao here. Very bright. The aqua. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder what happened to her underbelly there. That's just a lot of like JPEG artifacting.
Maybe in saving it to wherever you grabbed it from.
Maybe. But yeah, nice colors. And consistency is the nice thing when they
the green edging of the mouth and down his sides and
yeah.
Same hair color and
yeah, and another paint bucket one. It's all good. Almost like a Christmassy Anna.
and then another pink and blue Zhao.
And blue and orange. Blue, orange, and white is one of my favorite palettes. It's fun to use. Oh yeah, this one was interesting because I try and figure out how they did it, and maybe it was with a paint bucket tool with a higher threshold, but over top of the lines because it ate away a lot of them, which is fine. It just happened. And another case of a different colored face from the rest of the body. Just, maybe that's the type of dragon I just don't really know about. Pink and green, those are really good. Not complementary, but opposite colors, I guess. Right, this one.
Yeah, the extra little pieces, the fireball, all the other dragons.
The dragon wars, including Nate and Natalie. I mean, they're dragons, I guess.
Well, they technically count as dragons for Robo Queen's ability, so.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, here's another one that has just that side. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's like, I want to ask the person, like, what was your intention? Because I'm just really curious. But pretty close to their original colors. And oh yeah, this person said they only had paint and they used the spray can tool, not even the paint bucket. So this is like a lot of effort, honestly.
Yeah.
And I would assume also with a mouse, which is not easy to control. So kudos.
But it does add like a really cool effect using the spray paint.
Yeah, it gives them a texture, and like they tried to put a little bit. It might have been trying to go on the like arm parts of the wings, but it sort of gives it almost like a shine look to it. So they did a bit of white over the red. It's interesting. And here's a nice one that this looks like it could be crayons, or very thick pencil crayons. I like that they actually did some background stuff, little clouds.
Yeah.
And all sorts of shading. Very nice, very nice. Very bright colors again. Again, a lot of using them both as complementary, red and blue or starkly different colors. I see someone in the chat saying it wasn't easy, probably for the spray can one.
Spray can one, yeah.
Yeah, definitely kudos to you, because honestly it looks good, This one, I wonder if it was Vin, like Vin Gummy Vin.
Yeah, I think that was Vin Gummy again.
Nice. It's a nice. Yeah. Oh no! No, I don't know what that was. Go away. Freaking Java update. Oh, sorry. Inopportune times, always.
Yep.
I was gonna say this was a nice, like, mauvey purple color, and then like a lilac-y purple.
And some attempted spots on the tail.
Actually, a couple of them have these little handful of spots, and I know there was somebody who uploaded like a high-res JPEG,
For-
so it just might have been from them. That's fine. Very purple and yellow, and this sort of like toxic-y purple and green. I like it a lot. And sort of like a different style of toxic, yellow and blue, and very bright aqua. We spent about 20 minutes on this, so I'm just gonna kind of blast through the next couple ones. Again, the multicolored hair,
different colored face.
Yep. Yeah, different colored face again, for both of them, even kind of. It's the same sort of.
Yeah, Anna's at least matches her underbelly.
Yeah, but this sort of muted gray blue with the bright red is really nice. Very bright.
The opposite dragons.
Yeah, but with darker hair to sort of like ground things. That's nice. And the red eyes really standing out. A very nice pencil crayon one with lots of shading and multiple different greens used within Anna. And I think multiple blues, or maybe a
lighter hand, maybe.
Yeah. Still very, very nice. This is almost like a good and evil with how starkly, like, very bright, all blues, very dark, muted colors.
And then the yin-yang background behind them, too.
All right, and that's the last one, at least that I found. I went through Twitter and the Reddit thread. If I missed one of yours, I apologize, but I got all that I could. So shout outs to everybody in the community, basically, that is participating in these coloring sheets. Even if you're doing it just because you want the buff, it's fine. And maybe we'll look more at others some other time. But for now...
Run a sketch one?
Yeah. And I will let you talk now for a while.
All right.
Yeah. But as a final word, let us know if you liked us looking at coloring sheets and me sort of giving the kindest critiques I can think of. Talking a lot about color. But... All right, take it away.
Well, the first question is, if Mildred and Elmquist had a baby, would it be Nargulg?
You never know.
You never know. They are a dwarf and an orc, and Nargulg is a dwarf orc. See some other regulars in here. We got GSR and Tribal Sage and Michigan Y'all. And Scrooge McScourge was saying they loved Spirited Away and they love all Miyazaki movies.
They're very good.
And someone else had a suggestion for the next time we're stuck for a sketch. We could do one of the original 20 Crusaders in a different style.
Oh yeah. Try and keep that in mind for later days.
Belkak says, it was nice seeing all the coloring sheets. And Scrooge McScourge says, please do this again, Kat. It's great to see what people come up with.
Oh, good. All right.
Yeah, especially since if some people only share the images to our Twitter or Instagram, and then there's only people on the Reddit, get to see what the rest of the community did if you just posted and left or whatever.
Yeah.
Jojo says Nargulg prefers to be called a dork, I believe. Yeah, that's I think Kevin's recruit mission title for it. It's Forge or Dwark.
A friend of mine played a D&D character that was a dwarf tiefling, and so I ended up being called a dweefling a lot.
Oh boy.
Same energy.
Yeah. Art question. The Hasty Tadpole. Any opinions for a good free digital art program using Krita now, but then are not a lot of vector tools and almost no text art tools?
Krita is supposedly pretty good. I've heard of it before. GIMP is sort of the standby that I hear most often as a free tool. But I've never used it personally, so I can't really speak to it. I forget if Fire Alpaca is free. It might be. You might want to look into that, because it's pretty similar to Paint Tool Sai, which also I think has a free version, which is pretty good. Yeah, I would say check on those. Unfortunately, I might be wrong, because for so many years I've just been using Photoshop, and then more recently Clip Studio Paint, which is very good but expensive-ish. I mean, if you compare it to a Photoshop license, it's not that bad.
Kid Gear is asking, can you share anything specific about the next minor content update? It's looking like just bug fixes so far, because we want to focus on getting gardeners wrapped up early so we can get a major content update, or a larger content update out in May. So yeah, we'll probably just be some bug fixes for the one between the end of Easter and gardeners. Hasty Tadpole says, awesome, thanks, I'll check them out.
Good luck.
Tribal Sage, any hints at the upcoming Crusader in the Gardeners of the Galaxy event? If you don't have one made yet, I think something based on Nebula would be cool. Half robot, half alien.
Well, we went more with the Gardener event than Guardians of the Galaxy again, because that's my preference.
Yeah, so Crusader's drawn, and the skin's basically locked in, right? Or did you want to?
I've actually forgotten, so I don't know yet.
Fair enough. We'll check that after the stream. But we could maybe do like an escort of Nebula for one of the variants.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Especially with how timing and stuff goes. The new quarantine world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I really can't remember what was a skin possibility. Oh no, I do remember. Yeah, it's one that was requested a handful of times. But I would say if people have requests / suggestions, still feel free to mention them, because even if it doesn't get picked for the event, there's always the off-event skins.
Yeah. Speaking of surviving quarantine, done anything fun lately?
Well, I played on Sunday night. I played a bunch of Jackbox games with the guys in my D&D group and a bunch of their significant others. And that was fun. How about you?
Been reading a lot, actually. Just because, get away from the computer.
Yeah.
A little change of scene in the apartment. So, what did I read over the weekend? Oh, I reread some books, and then I'm finally, through the slog of Hero of Ages in the Mistborn trilogy, and, I only have 50 more pages to go, but I was like, God dang it, I need sleep. So I had to put it down last night. It was so hard. It was so hard. GSR, it'll be a small quality of life update between events, mostly just bug fixes, because we want to get ahead on the May update. Tribal Sage, we do have a suggestion for the Gardeners of the Galaxy skin, which is the Baby Brute. Okay, we'll say that. If you do have any other requests for a Gardener Crusader skin, we may end up doing that for the event, or we'll keep it in mind for when we do our next skin shop update.
Yeah.
Blasphemer 2016, thanks for stopping by. I think a full Flora tagged Crusader team should get a salad buff. What does the salad buff do? I have no idea. I don't eat a lot of salad.
Healthy. You're
Healthy.
extra healthy.
I think that could be a cute idea, just although would it be base tags or proct tags? It's like, huh.
You know, if it's proc tags, that's almost too easy, right?
Yeah. Salad buff. That would be an interesting salad, because it has roots and mushrooms and carnivorous plants in it. There would be an adventure in eating it. Scrooge McScourge is saying they finished the Mistborn trilogy in January. It was fun. Yeah, it's surprising how many Sanderson fans creep up, although I only started reading him because Justin liked him. I hadn't delved into him at all before I moved out to Victoria, so. Warwick 93, hi, our live streams Thursdays now. Well, I'd like to wish everyone a great weekend regardless. Yeah, because we're just CNE staff by ourselves, and so we're pretty flexible. We got moved to Thursdays with the Crusader stream because the Griddle Champions show with the special pancake artist guest, he's only available on Friday mornings. So that's why we've moved to Thursdays for the foreseeable future. But yeah, have a great weekend, Warwick. Thanks for finding us and stopping by.
Yeah.
Den Lolliot. Hello, everyone. Events are once a year, correct? Meaning that if you weren't strong enough to get high-tier event Crusaders, you have to wait for a whole year to try again, or to get a lucky mission. Yeah, they are only once a year. We have the 4 Crusaders for sale? Yeah, I think so, 4. Mindy, Banerl, Milgrid, and Billy Smithsonian. So they can be purchased for real money through the DLCs. But the more Crusaders you do manage to get from event, they do make it possible to get the ones you're missing from the mission system. So that's pretty cool.
I have to very quickly look up a reference for Rena.
No worries. AWD, the rabbits might like a salad buff. Just picturing Biff going for all the Flora Crusaders. Tribal Sage, Baby Brute sounds good actually as a skin.
Noted.
Scrooge McScourge said, I started reading Sanderson because he finished The Wheel of Time in an amazing way. I have not managed to read The Wheel of Time. I mean, I'd probably enjoy it. It's just, I'm stuck in the first book, and it's like 300 out of whatever, 700 pages. And it's just like, do I keep going, forgetting what happened in the first 300 pages, or do I start again and get bored again? And there's other books to read. It's on like the bucket list to maybe read The Wheel of Time, because it sounds pretty cool. Gunslinger DE, hey, just wanted to say thanks for the dentist. Great guy for ramping up other Crusaders to max level before switching to Milgrid.
Always nice to hear new Crusader going over well.
Yeah. Leftimus, Veronica could get a Nebula skin. She could keep the robot tag and the elf would turn into alien. Does
Possible.
Nebula doesn't fire arrows though, but it's our game. I think Margaret's surprised I haven't read Wheel of Time. I mean, X-Lade saying, I went in cold on the Stormlight Archive, which was Sanderson's super mega opus. That's supposed to be 10,000 page books or more, and he's only done 3 with the 4th releasing later this year. And now they've managed to read the entire Cosmere and the Wheel of Time. That's pretty cool. That's an accomplishment. Jojoga, we're drawing the player request skin of Rena turning into the foul version of herself, a la Galadriel's. Trippy evil scenes from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. It's not quite Galadriel, but it's a transformation of sorts.
Yeah. Loosely inspired by that.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've watched Lord of the Rings, but I have seen it many, 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 many times.
I finally got my mom to ship me my extended edition copies, so it's like,
Ooh.
I want to watch them again. I'm just like, okay, I need to carve out 13 hours.
Yeah.
Or it's like, do I just want to watch some of the specials? Because some of those were so cool. Like all the miniatures and the behind the scenes stuff was awesome. Blasphemer 2016, give the Evanescent a skin that basically turns him into a walking pile of ranch dressing that goes with the salad Crusaders. That's
No.
a bit out there for a skin.
Not gonna do that to my baby.
No.
Someone, I almost feel like it could be the same person, once suggested a sandwich skin for the Evanescent, and that kind of works a lot, but I hate it.
Kedgear, what's the theme for the next event, Crusader? Plants, because it's gardeners, so yeah.
Yeah, plants and aliens.
AWD is saying, I really had to laugh at the dentist's name when I searched Google for Dr. Elmquist. The first 2 results are him and a coworker. You're just trying to find an orky name, right?
No, it is a name of a dentist. I forget what he did, but it was on like a Wikipedia list of famous dentists. And so I just like the name.
He Hulk, I'd love a skin for the Evanescent that turns him into the luggage from the Discworld.
I've never consumed anything Discworld, so.
Oh, well, the luggage is made of sapient pearwood, so it kind of has a brain, and it has infinite storage, and you never know what you're going to get when you open it. Like, it'll actually fool people who are trying to steal the gold from it and stuff. And it runs around on like hundreds of feet like a centipede, and it gets like, it actually participates in fights and eats the bad guys and everything. But essentially it's just a steamer trunk on 100 feet, so I mean,
all right.
It's demon-esque, I guess, like, but could add some funky candles to it just too. The Hasty Tadpole. My favorite 2 fantasy book series are the Deathgate Cycle, So Cool, and Discworld Laugh Out Loud reading. Have not looked into the Deathgate Cycle, and I don't think any of the YouTube or the BookTube people I watch have mentioned it, but I will look into it. And I have read all of Discworld, and oh my god, the Shepherd's Crown is like, oh my god. It's definitely an ending to the series. Death Invictus. I wish more Idle Champions players knew about Crusaders of the Lost Idols. Maybe.
I know there's a few people who have
Play
sort
both.
of or they've like really like Idle Champions, and so they want to see more of just our games and go back and check it out, and sometimes they like them, sometimes they don't.
3 more votes for luggage.
Oh no.
Oh no.
We'll see.
We'll see. Tribal Sage. For the next group of tags, I wanted to suggest elements like fire, water, wind, air, lava, etc.
Yeah, I'm in favor of that too. Having like an elemental tag, I think might be cool. Just, trying to decide whether it's a good idea or not to add more tags.
Yeah. What can we do with more tags?
Yeah. Like, personally, I like to categorize things, but I'm not thinking too much about the game mechanics, which I think should be thought about more.
Mm-hmm. X-Blade, can you guys tease if we'll see more Tier 7 talents? Not soon, but hopefully once the May update is out, we'll revisit talents. Ragnar would like to color the drawing you did of a chest with all the various things in it. Any chance
yes.
it will be available sometime? Doesn't have to be for the weekly activity.
I would say there's a chance. I will think about it and can discuss with other people, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool sketch.
It was a good one. And cleaning it up, I think I would probably add a bunch of stuff, so.
Kedgear, when I heard that this Crusader was an evil dentist, I was partially hoping it would just be Dr. Evil with a wig.
Would have saved on our time. But no.
But did you want it to be a Squiggles wig?
That's there's one coloring sheet with just the top of Squiggles' head superimposed as a wig onto Dr. Almquist's head, and it's so good. I'm sure we'll talk about it at some point.
Yeah.
Show more coloring sheets on screen.
Rainbow Julian, hello, Kat and Erica. Hello.
Hello.
Has the skin already been decided for gardeners? We have the request, right?
Yeah.
But we're open to other suggestions. Maybe that'll stand out more.
So feel free to suggest.
Scrooge McScourge Deathgate is from Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman, who also did Dragonlance. I know those authors' names. Haven't read Dragonlance either. It's just whatever section I was drawn to in my library, I guess, when I was younger. I was more into the David Eddings and reading through the Mercedes Lackey catalog, and I did read some Discworld when I discovered adult fantasy. But yeah, I was just like, that cover looks cool, I'm gonna read that book. For some of my choices sometimes. Yes, Kempafet. I started playing at Crusaders while also playing Idle Champions and love them both. That's awesome. GSR, in my opinion, we already have enough tags, which is a fair point. There are quite a lot of tags.
Yeah.
Stevers 7002. Good morning. I seem to keep getting stuck at 1E620 and level 3104. Is there a talent or trick to getting past these? Also, I'm completely amazed you can come up with so many characters. Way to go. Yeah.
It's not easy sometimes.
It's not easy, but it is pretty cool that we've come up with so many.
And it's definitely fun coming, there's something to be said of limitations it being inspirational, kind of.
Yeah. So to answer his question, if your cap is 1E620, that sounds like you've bought the first level of Arithmetician and completed the bullet hell objective to raise your cap. So you can keep getting idols and increase your cap with Arithmetician levels until you have completed all the current existing Tier 3 11th objectives so that you can do the Tier 4 World's Wake objective washed up to get an extra E100 cap boost. And then after that, there's the Mutiny for another E200 boost. Blasphemer 2016, poor Evanescent, there's just so many possibilities for his frame that are fun. He's just trying to be an escort for the dead. Maybe he needs a service dog outfit.
Aww. That's really cute.
Those service dog outfits are kind of cute, even though like they're important to designate the dog.
Oh yeah. Well, it's just like he's working. He's doing so good.
Yeah. D467 April Fools for next year. Squiggles wigs for all Crusaders. I mean, we kind of wanted to do funny hats for all the Crusaders this year, but we discovered that you can't actually put a hat on the Crusader's head. It would have to float like pixels above them.
Which I still think would have been fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's April Fool's. It's supposed to be a funny gag, but...
Yeah, it'd be janky. It's whatever. But the paint thing that Kevin came up with was really good, so...
The monsters paint thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Elam 2020 is helping out Stevers. Yeah, the Arithmagician talent and some other 11th objectives raise the cap. Cassius 335, sorry I'm late. No worries, thanks for joining us again. What's the player request cat's drawing? Rena in Transition, right? I guess I can
it's closer to just being
Rena
her foul skin. Because it's very hard to draw like a transition or transformation. And especially because the skin versus her normal version is pretty more denoted with color. So I think it'll be interesting to see if people color it in such a way that like parts are white and parts are black, you know?
Yeah. Rainbow Julian, a suggestion for a gardener's skin, an evil angel skin for Michael that just makes them a destroying angel mushroom.
Huh. All right.
Angel mushroom is a unique concept.
It's true.
German Morin Polo, hi, a question for Kat. Do you have a crazy idea you would like to make a Crusader into?
I feel like the next Crusader you're getting that I just finished yesterday is a little crazy looking, and I'm very happy with them. Nothing that's been like gnawing at me, because mostly I try and come up with ideas as the events are in line. Actually, just the other day I was going through the upcoming events and trying to jot down some ideas for each of them, and I did find that there are a couple events that's like, oh man, there's like 3 or 4 options that I would be down to do any of them, and then the next event is like, I don't have a single idea that fits this theme.
Right.
I guess the craziest thing I want to do right now is ignore the Game of Thrones part of Song of Thrones and pivot to like The Witcher and do like a Striga or something like that.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah. So maybe that will happen. Because I love The Witcher. I've played all the games. And I was really into the Netflix show, but I was watching it with my mom, and then quarantine happened, so she hasn't been able to come over and watch it. And I also sort of ran into that thing of like, we have like 3 episodes left, and I was like, I don't want it to end, so I don't want to watch anymore.
What was it? Alexis was saying she doesn't watch any shows on Netflix until the new season's about to come, or was it Margaret?
That was Alexis with She-Ra specifically.
Yeah.
It's
like I didn't want to watch it until the new season was out, so then I could binge the old season. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Even she was like, I don't know why. It's just, little idiosyncrasies that sometimes we're like, why do I do this thing? Like, it doesn't help.
No. Well, I admit, like, when the Bones final season dropped, I was like, I'm gonna go back and watch all the previous seasons just so, like,
Yeah.
I can go into the final season, like, fresh and everything. And
Yeah.
I
also have
waited
a-
for the final season to be over before I even started rewatching all the old seasons. It's like, oh.
Yeah. I also have a different friend who really loves the remake Battlestar Galactica. And like has always been known in our friend group since like high school that she's a big fan of it. And then we found out like just a year or two ago that she's never watched the finale because she doesn't want to know the ending. She's rewatched the entire series like 3 times, but always stops like 2 or 3 episodes before the end.
That's pretty. Yeah, but whatever works for people, yes, they're being entertained.
Yeah.
Xlade, will you keep doing the rollover of paintings from week to week if the previous week's 50 aren't completed? Yeah, we'll keep rolling them over. I'll try to remember to do an in-game announcement for the Dr. Almquist skin, or sheet this week on Friday, so that we might even hit 50 without having to roll it over. But we'll see what happens. Tribal Sage, if you don't go with Baby Brute skin, I'd love to see a new Rex skin, as I use him a lot for his black market and his chance at double trophies.
Okay.
Okay.
Keep that in mind.
AWD, Escort for the Dead makes me think of luggage crossed with a coffin. Going back to Evanescent skin potentials. Cassius, Eric recently put up with a pic of himself as a Crusader style gnome, hoping we get him in game at some point. That's the Bushwhacker 2 gnome, actually.
Yeah.
And Georgia updated it to include his glasses and his lumberjack shirt that he's taken to wearing recently in the years since he was originally created as gnome with kilt. Which is why Eric posted it. And he is a boss monster in one of the
I was going to mention
first quarter, second quarter events.
It was definitely one that just went by.
Yeah. I don't know if he'd actually be a Crusader himself, though.
Yeah, I've seen a couple people mention like making Crusaders of like me, you, and Kevin, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. I guess if I were to do that, it would be taking like bits of our personality and super exaggerating it. Like I'm super into spooky things and monsters. I wouldn't look anything like my human visage. I would be some big spooky monster with huge teeth and eyes and stuff like that. And then, maybe the skills would be art-based things or whatever. But I think just as like boring human Crusaders, like say the Yogscast Crusaders.
Doesn't
Also them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that's what they wanted and that's fine. But I think for us, I wouldn't really want to do that anyway.
Foyer, please. Hey, Kat and Erica. I love Dr. Elmquist. Sad that he is a bit weaker than Mildred with her golden legendary, but maybe more teeth. He'll beat her eventually. Keep up the good work. He is amazing. Maybe next year the Tooth Fairy, if there are tier 6 versions of events. Maybe we've also had requests for a Tooth Fairy skin for Dr. Elmquist, which ended up just being a molar with wings request.
I don't know about that.
That's a bit, I guess it is technically a Tooth Fairy, but
yeah,
it's a bit abstract away from Dr. Elmquist himself. Rainbow Julian is saying, I mean, the deadliest mushroom in the world is called the Destroying Angel, so just change my call from an ink cap to a death cap mushroom.
Yeah.
Hardball UK, good morning, and hope you are all safe. Love the new Seder artwork.
Thank you. Yeah, we're doing good. Hope you are too.
Yeah, hope you're doing well as well. German Morpole, though, yay, I suggested once to do a transformation drawing.
Yeah, transformation drawings are tough. It's not something I've done a lot of, but I'm always down for a challenge.
D-Tape 467, I love that idea. I'm currently reading through the Witcher books, so for doing a Witcher-themed thing for Song of Thrones. Zerber, we need a nice sheep, like Hydron from the Norse mythology. She eats leaves from the world tree Yggdrasil, which she converts into the mead that flows from her udders. Would be a nice addition to the food party Crusaders, like Gemthil, Bernard, or Kyle. That'll be fun.
I'll keep it in mind. I mean, I know people also asked for more like different mythology stuff. So I did a little bit of research the other day as I was trying to come up with more. And when you don't know, like when you don't have any basis, it's really hard to look for more.
Yeah.
Like, I was trying to look for like Mayan or Aztec mythological creatures for the Hidden Temple event. And there's a lot that are just like human gods, and it's like meh. There was one that I'm leaning towards. I'm not going to try and pronounce it, but it's a god that has like a hand on its tail, and it's kind of dog-like. I forget. Yeah, Georgia did one for Bushwhacker just a couple months ago.
Right. Stevers 7002, any chance to add some cool hummingbird characters? They are little ferocious flying jeweled murder air piranhas.
Don't know what that, but hummingbirds are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I will try and keep that in mind as well.
And Snaz is asking, what about a flying fish?
Sure. Maybe. There's a lot of these things, especially because we have kind of a limited window to put in new Crusaders, that like I try and think of how I could combine these things, like say a hummingbird Valkyrie. That could be kind of cool.
Oh. Yeah, give like the wings of a Valkyrie, or
yeah, like
or the wings of a hummingbird to the Valkyrie.
Yeah, wings of a hummingbird, and like bright red flower motif, because that's a thing that they like a lot. Things like that. Again, I would have to do more research, but just as a sort of jumping off point. And yes, Tribal Sage knows the name of the Aztec creature that I'm not going to try and pronounce, but that is the one I'm talking about.
Last year in 2016, speaking of Song of Thrones, I'm waiting to see if there's any poking fun of Season 8's reception. Maybe. We do have the tech to do an objective where you're in the dark, so that could be our night battle. And we could maybe have a Starbucks quest icon drop from Monster Kills.
We might even have something like that already.
Yeah, we have the Bushback coffee cup and Bushwhacker. So
oh yeah.
We can just grab that icon. Is it there? Is it not there? Edit it out in post. Exlade, who do we have to bribe to get an orc skin for the Evanescent so we can make Elmquist the Mildred killer he's destined to be?
I don't know. Me, I guess.
Yeah. Although he would make an interesting orc, like try and keep some of his flavor, like of his demon and or their demon and candles motif.
Yeah. I did say I'm always down for a challenge.
Dark Soul 1705, just stopping by to say I passed Area 900 yesterday. Now I save my idols for the sprint talent. Cool.
Nice.
Good luck. Tribal Sage, I think a Venom skin for Arachnobuddy in the shop would be cool.
Noted.
Mr. Pandino, hi there, will Codename join the Play Our Part Together awareness campaign? And if yes, then do you have any ideas how to do that? Keep up the good work. Cheers from Poland. We hadn't talked about doing anything for Crusaders yet, but I guess it's something we can look into. I know Idle Champions did a play from home code right at the start that gave out some time gate pieces to help players unlock a time gate right away, along with some potions. So we could do something similar in Crusaders. Well, that's kind of the coloring sheet buffs, in a sense.
I know I've seen the play apart together thing be mentioned in the marketing channel, so I don't know. Maybe stuff going on.
Maybe. Last year, 2016, the coffee cup thing is great. Cassius, I'm still wondering what a man spider skin would look like. Aww.
Lots of legs.
Yeah. Flare, please. Are there plans to make the Yogscast achievements possible again? Because without the event, some of them are impossible. Maybe change them so they are always possible. Yeah, it's still something I would like to address. Making them possible. Looks like Sea Storm Op joined us. Good morning.
Morning.
Snaz, what about a Boy Scouts or Scouts themed skin like a beaver or otter running with a badge sash on?
Possible.
Impossible.
There's the that camping event that would work for that.
Yeah. Zerbru, by the way, it is so nice to relax with you guys. Got 9.5 hours work today. Packing packages with gardening utensils. I enjoy every minute. Well, you're welcome for the stream. Thanks for joining us. That's, like, are you mailing the garden utensils to people, or are you actually using the garden utensils to put stuff in your boxes? That's... If you feel like answering that, that's an interesting thing. Dark Souls 1705, when you open the chests and you don't have the Crusader unlocked, what happens with the chests? Because they're specifically for the Tier 5 Crusader, you will still get the gear when you open them, and then it'll be already equipped on Dr. Elmquist when you unlock him. Marketing says the plan was to have all our tweets tagged with Play Apart together, but haven't integrated that yet, I guess. Are you still sketching, or?
A little bit, but if you want to end now, I can finish this up offline. I was just gonna do the sort of staff / scythe happening sort of at the same time here, and then it was gonna be about done. So
Zerbru did come back. The company I'm working for sells everything around the garden, like chairs and benches and so on, so I'm packing them for shipping. Okay. It was like a little awkward to pack boxes with trowels and rakes. But yeah. Kedgear's final question. Kat mentioned she had trouble with the Crusader concepts for some events. Which ones were they?
Well, Song of Thrones, because I have never watched or read Game of Thrones. So really all that I know about it is how much people hated the ending.
Right.
And the Olympics one. Although I'm leaning towards doing something like Paralympics this time. Like maybe somebody in a wheelchair or something would be cool. All the superhero ones always give me trouble because I'm not into superhero stuff. But we're basically past those now. I actually have quite a few ideas for the camping one because it's so vague. I can sort of fit lots of different things into it.
Right.
Same with Hidden Temple.
And then Alien Invasion and Schoolhouse, right? The last couple.
Schoolhouse is also pretty easy for me because I like the idea of like monsters going to school. That's fun.
Yeah.
And Alien Invasion, a little bit of both, really, because like I like aliens quite a lot, but because it's so focused on Independence Day, it's kind of limiting.
Right.
So, yeah, but definitely the biggest problems are Song of Thrones and Olympics, and then the superhero ones, but because they've passed already, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of personal preference.
Yeah.
And yeah, changing Gardeners of the Galaxy to be more focused on gardening has helped me a lot.
Yeah. Scrooge McScourge, in the skins fact, it says some skins may change tags and abilities or apply other bonus effects. Are there any skins doing changes other than tag changes? If not, any plans on that? There are currently none that do anything other than the tag changes. It is something we would like to add at one point. And then Jabble, just before we start wrapping up, thanks for yet another nice experience. Really calming for me. I really enjoy weekly streams.
Aw.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really nice to hear.
And last question, Skeleton Crusader, when?
Well, we've got the Mindy skin. Is this just a straight up
skin,
skeleton?
yeah.
Cindy, yes,
Yeah.
Not Mindy. It's one letter difference.
I know, right?
And isn't one of the Yogscast Crusaders just a skeleton?
Skeleton, yeah.
Yeah. So, a while ago.
Yeah. All right, so that's been the Crusader stream for Thursday, April 16th, 2020. Thank you to Margaret behind the scenes, grabbing all the questions. Thank you to this chat for being awesome and for enjoying us going through your coloring sheets.
And the suggestion
Yeah.
for the drawing today.
Yeah. And the Easter event is running until Tuesday at noon. And this weekend's promo is the leftover egg hunt with RoboTurkey, Polly the Parrot, Goldhound, Bridget, and Dr. Elmquist, with a golden epic for Bridget. So we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.